Hey guys, Redrix here. I'm still alive, and I got another leak video for you guys. I know you guys been asking where the leak video's at, and I'm not going to be that type of guy to lie to you guys. I can't make leak videos 24/7, as if I keep making leak videos, I'm going to have some times where it's going to be kind of, nothing going on, and I can't really do too much, so I apologize for that little bit of that awkward silence. Be sure to join my Discord if you want to, keep tabs, ask me questions on anything. I'll link that in the description down below. But the big elephant in the room, guys, with the state of the game coming out yesterday, it led me into being more mixed than excited for the final shape. I gotta admit, it just wasn't the best state of the game that I've seen in the years of me, being with Destiny. I've seen a lot of state of the games, and I gotta admit, this one that happened yesterday was just not the best I thought it was going to be. So right now I've been just like looking at leaks, looking at it, creating hype, excitement from it. Of course, not every leak is going to be credible, so again, take a grain with salt, but hopefully this creates some sort of excitement, and I would love that. Be sure to subscribe and help us get to 30K. We're almost there. I love all your support, guys, for everything that you've been doing here on the channel. We're so close. Again, thank you guys so much. Alright guys, now this leak has been getting a little bit of attention in the last couple of hours. I will link it down below. It's a paste spin. So again, just put a grain of salt, because obviously with these next couple leaks, there's going to be a lot more leaks than ever, but we always have to pinpoint which one is more credible than others and which one is just totally fake. So with this, Season 22 will be called Season of the Truth. Vanguard attempts to communicate with Amaro, and apparently it has failed. Ares has a plan to find his location, which revolves around a ritual of necromancy. Savathun isn't dead, just in a camazode state, which means that her mind and memories are still intact. Ares wants to reverse engineer the Crown of Sorrow to look into Savathun's mind. The story missions are called Echoes and take place inside the mindscape of Savathun. We are able to commune with both Amaro and Savathun inside these missions. We tell them of the Witness plan, and they will stand helplessly at the brink of the end of the universe. The versions of Savathun and Amaro are from the past, or / are of the past, which is, again, fairly interesting here. The final mission takes place in Twilight Gap and retells the events, also a way to introduce Nezarec for players that haven't experienced Root of Nightmares, since he will be a part of the Final Shape campaign. We did talk about this back in a couple leaks ago, like a really long time during Season of Defiance. We did talk about how Rolk and Nezarec is looking to come back into the story of Final Shape for the end conclusion. I think that's gonna happen, definitely. The huge twist at the end is that we convince past Savathun that the Witness is planning to bring an end to all life, leading to her decision to betray it. Our guardian of the future basically perverted our own collapse by seeking help from the future. Season ends with Amaro appearing out of nowhere and telling us that his absence was necessary for us to learn the quote-unquote truth. Keitel is somewhat unhappy with our forming alliance with the Witch Queen, but helps us in the Mindscape by allowing us to use the Hammer of Cruising and sends us War Beasts to help. The seasonal activity is set on multiple locations and revolves around us closing time rifts, and we accidentally opened during our adventures in the Mindscape. And lastly, with Season 22, the reprise rate is Crota Zen. That is definitely going to be it. I think it's like 90%, sure at this point, guys, that Crota Zen is going to be the reprise rate. If you haven't been aware, it's already been confirmed by Liz and other credible sources that it won't be Scourge or Wrath at this point. So, yes, Crota's going to come back. Yay. So, yes, that's all the information we have on Season 22 in this leak. Again, I'm thinking that this is going to be somewhat true. Of course, with everything, I don't know which way they're going to go and do it. I think Savathun coming back is inevitable, but the way of how they're going to deliver it, if we're going to help her at the beginning of the season, then she comes back, or if it's the whole season revolving around actually getting her to revive and come back at the end of the season, time will tell. But, the delivery of that season is massively important, I think. So, yeah, and then the next part of this leak will be talking about Season 23. So Savathun and Marasov will be using both darkness and light powers to conduct a ritual in the Dreaming City to allow us to enter the portal. The ritual will be harnessing energy from both the Veil and our ghost to turn us completely paracausal. I love that word, always comes back. Witness gives Zedorath a final attempt at salvation and commands her to unleash a full-on invasion on the Dreaming City. The activity is called Intervention and revolves around us battling Zethu's forces to prevent them from interrupting the ritual. In the final mission, the rituals succeed at the expense of Mara's life. We are also able to banish Zethu from the Dreaming City and stop the invasion. There will be a secret new strike where we will summon Eyes of Savathun in order to slay the Kelgoroth for good. Strike is set in the Dreaming City as well. The Citadel and the Cathedral of Scars return alongside the new strike, which we know is confirmed. They confirmed that the Cathedral of Scars will be coming back, and the Citadel Crucible map is also coming back in Season 23. The dungeon will be focused on the Crow character. The Crow has disappeared after having some scorn revenge for Amanda's death and leading a secret hunt. Petraven sends us on a search party for Crow. Dungeon has scorn and fallen bosses, and we eventually find Uldren frozen in stasis. Now, I think this meant to say Crow. Who knows? Crow's sorrow for both Mara and Amanda is leading him down a dark path that will be explored later. So, this is fairly interesting. Of course, it's not a huge leak, but already looking at that, Crow's, character going down a dark path after everything that's going on is fairly interesting. Now, this leak does not mention anything with Zavala, which I find a bit interesting. Of course, we haven't really looked at leaks about Mara going and sacrificing herself, and I know that one of the biggest other leaks we talked about a couple weeks ago was that Zavala was going to sacrifice himself. I don't know what Bungie's plan is with those characters. I feel like eventually we'll find out sooner or not later. So maybe they both die, who knows. I just think that Zavala can't really stay in the tower for the next 3 seasons and do nothing. It's hard. It is hard for that. So I'm thinking with Season 22, again, it's going to follow more of that Hive-type narrative with Crota returning and helping Savathun, and then Season 23 is going to be that, last season before the final shape, getting ready to prepare on, our end game of Destiny 2, if you will. So a lot of those things look like it's going to come true, and I think the Dreaming City might take the main, location here this season. I wouldn't really like that, to be honest. I hope it's like other, type of locations except for the Dreaming City. But, if it is going to be the Dreaming City as the main thing, I wouldn't be tied against it. We had our last Dreaming City season we really had was Season of the Lost, and not only people really liked that season, but it was way too long. Of course, that was due to the Witch Queen delay, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, because it's fairly interesting to me. So, yeah, that kind of finishes up the leak. Of course, he says at the end, this is the information I have of the storyline from now until the final shape. My next page spin will be diving into the final shape story and what is coming next. So we'll keep an eye out for this guy on the future with final shape. I think he's probably going to post something next season or sometime in the future. Who knows? So again, time will tell. Just want to let you guys know that as we get closer to the showcase, we will be getting way more leaks than ever. So just be on the lookout for those type of things, because I think it's going to be more often than not, more of these frequent smaller leak batches, and then we'll just dive into a lot of those information as the time goes. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!